Hello plastic model builders, it's me, it's your host Ari. Welcome back. This is part 4 of the B-25J Mitchell by Revell. If you didn't see part 3, check it out. What we're doing right now, taking my little marker, we're painting the rear gun, the gun mount, and whatever this little thing is right here. This is the gun mount right there. We're going to paint those, let them dry, as well as the gun using my paint pen. This rear gun, it's a big one. As you can see here, once we get this little thingy painted here, that's where it mounts to on the back. Quite a little process in getting that in. So here's the gun, double barrel. It's big, I like it. Big gun for a big plane, the B-25J. Mitchell. Get each barrel just like this. So we're going to let that dry. We're going to get our bombs and our bomb racks assembled. Not the best design for this plane, or at least this model I should say. Here's what you gotta do, scrape away the paint there. I don't know how you're going to get this to stay. I had a lot of trouble. It gets in there, it dries, but maybe super glue. I used regular cement, but I don't know, not a lot of wiggle room here. Very little space to get any type of thing to bond to anything. So you see, kind of fit the bomb in there. I'm gonna have to hold it in place until it dries. One rack gets 2 bombs, the other rack gets 1. So we'll let these dry, or at least attempt to. I'm not very good at patience. Put that in there. The way these go is you have, with the rack there that has 2 bombs, the other rack will kind of fit in between there. And then you got this little guy here that goes on later. I'm just kind of trying to save time here. While some parts dry, paint some other stuff. Just time saving and, you know, good way to make stuff look pretty. So here is one bomb rack. This is how I did this. Maybe there's a better way. Maybe I should have inserted the top to this first, which may have been a better idea. Got to have something in there so everything stays upward, and that's why I say maybe it would have been better to put the ceiling in first and everything. So I don't know if I really did this incorrectly and I didn't follow the instructions. If I had done that, maybe it would have worked out better, but I don't know. This is how I did it, so maybe use your better judgment, learn from my video to do your plane a little bit better than how I did mine, and see if it fits better than what I could do it, because you know how modeling is. Sometimes you got to figure out what you need to paint and when. So this is the rear right there. Get the thing in there. Got our gun, and this is the mount for it. It's got 2 little prongs. One prong here and the other on the bottom. Sit this in there, just like so. Let it all dry. Test your fit, make sure everything is good, it lines up. Once you have that, we have to put in the little fake cloth thing. You know, the real plane's cloth, this one's plastic. So it's got to press in there. I wouldn't advise doing it when the plane is already together, because it's going to be harder to get in the way it's set in there. Don't even really have to glue it either. Here are our hubs. I painted mine silver, everything, even the wheel. Don't worry, I paint the wheels black later. Just like this, I got my toothpick, easier to spin it around, get one end and then on the side the other. 3 wheels, front 2 rear. Got our struts, of course that's for the front landing gear, and you can tell because it's got that actuator on it, whereas the others just hydraulics, just like that. This is one of the rear ones. Then this little guy right here, I don't know what it is, somebody please tell me. Paint that silver. Come back and take off our masking on that later. And these of course are for the landing gear. And we've got our ammo, so those will go for the other stuff. And I'm painting our landing gear doors as well. The insides are silver, and then a pitot tube. Both sides, be careful when you take that off. So got our liquid mask on here. We're going to get that off so we can glue this into place. You can see you got a pin there and a pin here. Fits into the hole right here. And the other hole up at the top, scraping away a little bit so I can put some glue here, because you know you don't really want to glue paint to glue because it's never a good bond. Others will tell you differently, but to do it properly you want to put paint on stuff that doesn't have paint, glue stuff that doesn't have paint. So here, putting in the control deck, as you can see, we're going to take off our masking on this little guy right here. Looks like some sort of cooler, I don't know, exhaust, who knows. So either way, that looked tedious, but with liquid mask, you don't really have to mask too hard. And this thing, painting this black, that's why I got some of the silver on there. I didn't care because I know I was going to paint it black anyway. And that's how it looks. It looks good once it's done. It's model making madness, make everything look pretty. So, have that painted. This is the ceiling for the bomb bay, and that little guy right there. So that's where the bomb rack are supposed to go, those little holes that you saw me covering there. And this is why maybe, I don't know, this plane might be easier to paint after this stuff is done or before. Like I said, it's a crapshoot with modeling. You're taking a chance on figuring out what works best. If you think it works that way, do it. If not, who knows. So there, that little thing is in there. I guess it's for a gun. You look in one way, you see the gun, and look through the other way and see it. So here is the front little bulkhead for the bomb bay. Sit that in there, let it dry, get it rest on the bowl because it goes completely through. Then here's the other portion. Fits in just like that. Let it dry. You can't mess this up because one sits higher and the other sits lower. At least that's my impression. And we will put the top on this, so that means we are closing up this aircraft, which is good. So here we go. We test that fit and everything looked good. You will have some seams to fix on this. Get all of your little pins going around the edge of the fuselage, the cockpit there, and the bay door, bomb bay area. So you get that covered with glue. We will set the fuselage on top of this, just like so. Fit in, you can see the difference there where how the wings line up. Use something to hold it together and clamp it. You don't want it coming apart on you. You see that seam going right down the middle. I did the best I could prior to fix it up, but sometimes it's just not good enough. Hold the parts together while it dries. I use this clamp here. You know, you do whatever you want. Tape, string, I don't care. Make sure all the edges are secure too, just like this. That's the bottom. Alright, so this is going to be the front gun. You see how things are kind of gappy. This is what you have to look forward to. At least mine was gappy. So this is all the stuff that will hold the guns. Do our little test fit of all these parts. That way you see how everything goes together. That's part of the mount right there. You will fit basically the ammo on that area. That's how it will go. So here are the guns. There's 4 of these guns. 105 and 104. Each one has its proper spot, so make sure you don't mess that up. Using my paint pen again because I like it. I don't paint the tips because I was going to go back and do those later once everything is assembled, because I didn't feel like masking them off. It was easier to just use this and paint them after the fact. So you see how this goes on there. Place it slowly, hold it, let it dry. Don't get in a rush like I do, and you'll be better off. So you see how this all goes. We got a little piece we have to put here. This is on one of the mounts, and then this is that other piece I was telling you about. It has those 2 little pins, and then just like that, there we go. If you want, you can do a better job than I did, but you're not going to see a lot of this. It's going to be fuzzy through the window. One more gun. 4 of them, as I said. 4 holes in this, and there even might be 1 in the middle. So just be careful how you do this. So now that that's on there, we're going to put this base that I showed you earlier. Fits in like this. That's why I've got some marks on there that look like I scraped paint, because I did my best, because I didn't want to glue paint to paint. You want to glue plastic to plastic so it melts and doesn't go anywhere. Put the guns in. You see which way they face, just like that. And then where those 4 holes are, that is where we are going to put the ordnance. The ammo will go right there. This stuff is drying. Set it aside. Have that on there just to test the fit, see if anything needs to go down while it dries. So now we've got our ammo. See how these fit in. There are 3 pieces. One here, kind of have to get that down in there, and then hold in the bullets so they dry. Cut out the middle section that's got 2 sets of rounds in there. Kind of just fits in place in these 2 little holes. You see how one piece is a little crooked, and I make sure that you get these even and then that everything lines up. Takes a little finagling and some working. That's why it's modeling, because we have to model. Model making madness. Again, make it look pretty. Glue the ammo into place. Glue this down. This is one last piece right here. Fit it in the little hole. Just like that. By the way, subscribe to my videos. That way, you know, you can see them when they come out every 2 weeks. Sometimes I surprise you. You see you got that piece on again. So we're going to glue the front on. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, as usual. We're also going to put the tail on. There's a small little gap you'll have to fix. So remember, until next time, see ya.